Choosing a color palette is about more than just picking your favorite colors. It's about finding those hues that make you feel confident, complement your skin tone, and fit with the season and your lifestyle. Hi everyone, and welcome to this new episode in my YouTube series, Planning and Sewing a Seasonal Wardrobe. I'm here to help you create a wardrobe that's stylish and sustainable, one piece at a time. Remember, this is your wardrobe. Let your creativity shine. Hello and welcome back to Sew Pomona. I'm Rebecca and I'm so glad you're here. I love talking everything fashion and sewing with a focus on travel and capsule wardrobes. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upload, and say hello below in the comments. If you missed any of the earlier videos, they're linked below in the description in a playlist. Today we're focusing on one of my favorite parts of designing a wardrobe, picking your color palette. It's all about finding those colors that look great together and make you feel fabulous. So what exactly is a color palette? It's a carefully curated selection of colors that harmonize beautifully together, forming the basis of your wardrobe's color scheme that will help you create a wardrobe that's cohesive and resonates with your personal style. While having a set of colors that coordinate beautifully together can be a game changer for your wardrobe. It helps you create a cohesive look, makes fabric shopping a breeze, and allows you to express your personal style. Plus, it can be a real money saver, preventing those impulse buys of colors that don't really match with anything else in your wardrobe. So we're going to create a cohesive wardrobe. A well thought out color palette helps you craft a wardrobe that's both stylish and coordinated. With a defined color palette, shopping is a breeze. You can seamlessly match pieces in your existing closet, saving you time and effort. Sticking to a color palette prevents those impulse buys of fabrics that really don't match with anything else in your wardrobe. I love to stick those extra colorful pieces that really don't match, making dresses and jumpsuits and pieces that are good all on their own. Your chosen colors are a vibrant expression of your style. Let your personality shine through your outfits. So how do we go about choosing the perfect color palette? Here are some tips to guide you through the process. Personal preferences. Start with colors that you naturally gravitate toward. Those hues that make you feel fabulous and confident. Skin undertones. Consider your skin tones when selecting your colors. Some shades will flatter your complexion more than others, enhancing your natural glow. If you missed my earlier video on finding your true colors, you can go check that out. I'll link it below in the description. You can also get your colors done by a professional to help you figure out your season and your best colors. Try and keep the season in mind when you're designing. While summer calls for bright and lively colors, winter often embraces more subdued, darker tones. Lifestyle considerations. Your lifestyle plays a significant role in your color choices. If you have a busy schedule, it's much easier to have a curated selection of a smaller palette and easy to mix and match. If you work at home like I do, you can really broaden that color palette and play around with what you're wearing each day. If you work in an office, you might want a more subdued tone, you might want more blues, blacks, neutral colors. It really depends what kind of work you're doing. If you're doing creative work, you can have a lot more fun with your colors. All right, so let's start with inspiration. You can go for high contrast, jewel tones, muted pastels, shades of the oceans. These are all great starting points for your color palette. I like to usually start with 2 to 3 colors as my neutral base and then add 1 to 2 pops of color. So let me show you what I mean by neutrals. Now for me, I often will choose a color for my neutral, but I'm going to show you some basic neutrals to get you started. So you could go really neutral with this taupe color. You could go for a warm gray. Maybe a pale ballet pink, a richer dark gray, a deep rich black, another dark green, or a pale yellow. This is going to depend on what colors look best on you and work with your skin tone. Now, I will often use some of these colors, but sometimes I work a deeper color. Like this season, I'm considering rust a neutral for me because I can mix and match that with many of my pieces. So pick the colors that you love and work best for you. And you can add a pop of color. Maybe you want to work in jewel tones, a rich green, a bright aqua, a purple, and a fuchsia. Or maybe you're drawn to pale pastel colors in soft muted tones, like this pale blue, this pale green, or a lavender color. One way I can pick out color palettes is you can get one of these Pantone books that have different curated color palettes. You can go from the very neutral to very bold. So this is a great resource if you're looking for colors. One of my favorite ways to find a color palette is to look at interior design magazines or fashion magazines for different color palettes. So in a lot of home decor magazines, they're going to show you a full palette to decorate your home, but you can use these same kind of colors for your own wardrobe. Find an image that you love that has different colors, like this has this white and a cream and a pink and a more caramel color or a gray. So you could really pull out colors in any image to make your color palette. And I'm going to show you some more examples from a home decor magazine. This has this sea glass colorway. And this one has a pop of coral. But you can see it has the paint chips at the bottom that they're using to make up their color palette for the room. So you can use this as the basis for your color. What I will often do as well is I will look at art in my home, things that I'm really drawn to, colors in my house, and I will use those colors as my inspiration. Now this season, I found it very easy to work from my mood boards. I'll put images up so you can get a better look. But let me show you my color palette for this season. So I am working in fall, so I am going for more autumnal hues, rich tones. So I have red plum. This is like a burgundy rich red. I have this rust color, which is going to be the basis of most of my wardrobe, and it's going to tend to be in a slightly redder tone than the one I'm showing you. Black iris. I'm going for a lot of rich navies, especially as we move into winter. And then I have this neutral cream top color that I'm going to be using for accents, probably in shirts and my tweed silk fabric that I'm going to be working with. And then this caramel tone that I love. And I've been really working to pull this into my wardrobe in the past few seasons because I really like how this looks with my skin tone, and it's a very nice neutral color. So I'm going to put up the full colors for my palette that I worked out based off my mood board, and then show you the mood board so that you can really see how I'm pulling these colors from the actual mood board. So my colors are a caramel, a cream, a navy, a rust rose red, and a burgundy. And so I'm working fall to winter. And so for fall, my shades are a lot more rusty and earthy. And then as we move into winter, it'll be a lot more creams and navies. And then I will probably play around with some of these tones as I move into the next season. So spring, I will probably move back to a lot more blues and bright colors. And then summer is when I move into pastels, whites, much brighter colors. So another great way to find your colors is to look with fabric. Look at fabric in your stash and see if there are prints in there that you're really drawn to. This print is the basis of much of my collection this season. And I could have picked my colors directly from this fabric and had a beautiful palette. So this has some pale cream yellows. It has a pale lavender. It has that ruby burgundy red that I'm working with a lot this season. It's got a rich navy almost black background, and then that rust and orange. So these are many of the colors, which is why I chose this fabric when I looked at my mood board and started choosing my fabrics. And here's another print that you could totally just choose your color palette off of a beautiful print. So this has a salmon pink, a rich caramel, that seafoam green blue that I love, and this rich caramel that I'm loving, and also a lighter orange. So you can see again, all my seasonal colors are in this. This one will probably be more for fall, and it won't have as much of the navy, but this is still a lot of the colors I'm working with, and you can see how great it looks with what I'm wearing right now as well. All right, and here is another print that I'm working with this season. This will head more toward winter in this rich background of this navy, but slightly brighter blue. And then it has accents of that pale rust. It has kind of a greenish brown color in it. And then a cream, and then a white and cream tones. So this print has still many of those same colors. And while I didn't include it as much in my palette, I do have this paler lavender throughout, which I'm going to be pulling in more into my activewear. So I will have that color as well in my color palette. And of course, you can have as many colors in your color palette as you choose. But having a smaller cohesive color palette will make it easier to mix and match everything. You saw in a lot of those fabrics, there were additional colors that were not in my color palette, but they still all work together. So you could bring in any of those extra tones as accents. Selecting a color palette is going to help you craft a wardrobe that's not only stylish, but deeply personal. Follow these tips and you'll be well on your way to creating a color story that you absolutely love. I can't wait to hear about all the fun makes you're planning and the vibrant color palettes you've come up with. Let me know in the comments what colors you're thinking about and what colors you're drawn to this season. In the next episode, we're going to talk all about sketching and designing with a focus on finding the perfect sewing patterns to create your look. Remember, this is your wardrobe. Have fun with it and let your creativity soar. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, happy sewing.